A very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Chomjishe. We start off with the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance that has awarded ICT students that have developed quality digital solutions to solve agricultural challenges. Now, while officiating the AgriTech hackathon 2024, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Consolata Achayo, elaborated how these solutions will be used to monitor the quality of food production by the farmers.
Currently, magistrates' courts in Uganda are not allowed to adjudicate cases above 50 million Ugandan shillings. Since there are many cases registered with complaints of over 50 million Ugandan shillings, this has led to an increase in cases in other courts, especially in the civil division, which in turn has led to case backlog in these courts. The Chief Justice Alphonse Omunyiro says the Judiciary will extend the lower courts' jurisdictions in handling cases of over 50 million Ugandan shillings.
We are in the process of amending the relevant laws to enhance the civil and criminal jurisdiction of magistrates' courts. How can you say, if the amount is 20 million, then a grade 1 can handle the matter of fraud? If the amount is 30 million, the grade 1 cannot handle the principle of fraud or apply. And if the amount is above 50 million, even the chief magistrate cannot handle. I mean, what sense is it? How can somebody who has been a judicial officer for 10 years fail to hear a murder case?
Chief Justice also the patron of Uganda Judicial Officers Association. During the annual general meeting of the association, where Lady Justice Olive Kazale Mukwaya was elected president of the association, he cautioned the judicial officers to desist from corruption.
I would rather people travel 100 kilometers but get justice than walk 3 kilometers and get no justice. Because you are the justice, and that's why you're called justice so and so. You're a venerable person, that's why you're called worship. So carry that title, and please, within your means, render justice to our people. Cannot fail to do. I wish you would fail on everything else, but maintain the integrity.
Uganda Judicial Officers Association is an association that brings together judges, justices, registrars and magistrates, and Justice Tadewa Simwe, the deputy head of the Land Division of High Court, was sitting the president. The new general meeting was attended by the Chief Registrar Salangasyu, who assured members of good working conditions.
One of the things that members of UJOA have been pained by for so many years is the issue of a lack of deployment policy. There is going to be a consultative meeting over the same. A deployment policy has been embedded or created in there. So, other than us lament, let us be part of that consultation.
The outgoing executive committee led by Justice Tadewa Simwe highlighted some of the achievements and challenges they have encountered during their tenure of office.
And one such is the improvement in the welfare of the judicial officers, because their remuneration is now improved. We have also managed to advocate for deployment of judicial officers in the villages, in all sub-counties. We now have numbers. The biggest challenge is collection of subscription. It has been very slow just because the mode of collecting it changed in my term, as opposed to the earlier position where it was being deducted at source.
Lady Justice Olive Kazare Mukwaya, the new president of UJOA, promised to unite the association.
I am most expectant about bringing more unity among the judicial officers, to find common ground, to forget our differences, and to work closely together for the people of Uganda.
Lady Justice Olive Kazal will be deputized by Her Worship Ayebale Daffin, Conrad Obole Oroya's General Secretary, Treasurer Tuinabe Christine, and His Worship Moses Nabende as the representative of Chief Magistrates on UJOA Committee.
Things like sufficient tools of work, things like being able to have trainings, things like how to manage cases and get it disposed of quickly. That we need to interrogate how best we can manage.
The elected leadership will serve for a tenure of 2 years. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, we're so sorry about the mishap, but that was a story about Chief Justice Alfonso Winidola, who revealed the judiciary's move to extend the jurisdiction of Magistrates Court to handle cases over 50 million Ugandan shillings. Moving on from that, Buyaga West Member of Parliament Barnabas Tinkasimira has challenged scholars to research and return Uganda's heroes and heroines in the struggle against colonization. In reference to the Tuko Pamoja film, Tinkasimira noted that there is much written about colonialists rather than the heroes that play a key role in resisting colonialism. He was presiding over the premiere of the Tuko Pamoja series of Chigezi and its people.
Tuko Pamoja film of history and diversity, in its Swahili phrase meaning we are one, was a brain idea of Dr. Cindy Evelyn Magara, a lecturer of film and literature at Makerere University. The film explores the unifying geopolitical and geolinguistics of Ugandan historical relationship between the people of the Great Lakes region from 1870 to 1900.
Mchiga who migrated to Bunyoro, or Analuru who migrated to Bunyoro, or a Congolese who migrated to Bunyoro, we'll see the one coming today as somebody who has come to enjoy the fruits of what he worked for. But we are all interconnected. So
the idea was conceived from a research on Kabarego of Bunyoro Chitara and Kabaka Muwang of Buganda, which later turned into traces of Antiquin diversity. The film highlights the historical roots and belonging, demystifies the tribal traces that were created by the colonial masters, and fosters historical solidarity.
According to what I've been told, I'm Luo. You know, even my name alone suggests Luo Mucho.
It tops the unwritten history and reality, the unseen heroes and heroines that defended their communities and cultures against colonialists.
We realize we can't talk about Kabalega without Mwanga, without Chifa Witch. From their history, you realize actually Ugandans are one.
We are the same people. We are the people who came from Cameroon. We are the people who came from Egypt.
Buyaga West Member of Parliament Barnabas Tinkasimire underscored the essence of research on the unwritten Uganda's heroes and heroines in the struggle against colonization.
The distorted history. People talk negatively about the Pygmies. They do not know that the Pygmies were skilled in military warfare.
The film has independent series of the Antique of Bunyoro Chitara, Buganda, Usoga, Toro, Ankole, Breakaway Kingdoms, and the Luo. Others are the Ateker, the people of Renzori, Chigezi, the people of Eastern Uganda, West Nile, among others, the making of a nation. The key persons that featured in this film include retired Supreme Court Judge Justice George Kanyeihamba, Mwalimu Mwambusha Ndebesa, Professor Ndihura, Professor Joy Kwesiga, Isoke Baguma, former minister, and Professor Manuel Muranga. Uganda Broadcasting Corporation is one of the supporting media partners of Tuko Pamoja. Susan Naonga reporting for UBC TV.
Thank you so much, Susan. Naonga. Government and Museveni have been hailed for providing almost 99% of the monies used in Greater Masaka region. This was disclosed to the officers from the President's Office or an anti-corruption unit in the meetings while they were monitoring service delivery and wealth creation utilization by citizens.
Speaking in Kalangala at the district headquarters, the head of RDC's Secretariat Anti-Corruption Unit from the President's Office, Major Martha Simwe, said officers should work regardless of the political affiliations. She said government programs are for all citizens.
This is the discussion we have come for. This is a discussion we have come for. This is a discussion kuba mwabasa munkola n'abakozi bo chairman n'akakiiko ke kadeki bebakola ki they monitor what are the gaps so that we share these gaps ate bwe munaba musharinga b'Oluganda mubeere beerufu.
Kakao of Kalangala, Semogedere Cedric, said the district duty is to see that people get the same services. The commercial officer in the district, Baguma Jackson, charged the beneficiaries of PDM to ensure they pay in time.
As I talk now, we are at a level of 99.2 given out. We are remaining with very few people to accomplish. So, and we have not stopped at that. We have moved on to the respective beneficiaries to see what they are doing. And recently we have been there, recently we have gone on ground to check whether this person who got the money is utilizing it as the way he had requested it for.
The health sector head, Dr. Bitakamile Hilary, said health services to citizens have greatly improved.
We have been able to complete the upgrade of Vocational Center 3, and hopefully by 1st July, that's next financial year, we should be able to hand it over to the community of Ubeke to use it.
The RDC Nalongo Kwesiga said they lack workers to follow up implementation of government programs.
Now, in preparation for the upcoming National Population and Housing Census 2024, Soroti City has received essentials, equipment and materials from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Take a look.
Soroti City has strengthened its census team with the recruitment of 489 enumerators and 61 supervisors, totaling to 550 personnel.
It is the first time UBOS is organizing a digital census. The year 2014 it was paper, but the year 2024 it is digital.
The National Population and Housing Census 2024 is scheduled to take place from May 10th to 19th, 2024.
Let's go and count out everybody.
With the census night slated for May 9th, 2024.
Sometimes we are challenged when you are expected to serve a very big population. Actually, the census figures are showing a different picture.
Andrew Iteba disclosed that the received equipment comprises of 462 tablets and 493 power banks.
Electricity get enough money in terms of the planning figures, which will help us to get indicative planning figures. And this exercise is supposed to take 9 days from 10th. So 19th, we expect that the census should be done in the whole of Soroti.
Yeah. So let us use that money.
And of course, in more stories, the Minister of State for Trade, General Wilson Mbadi, has asked the trainees who have completed a course in ideological deepening and mindset change to utilize the knowledge acquired to uplift and support transformation in their respective areas. He says that the vision of the NRM has been achieved over the years, but what remains is to enable Ugandans to participate in building a better Uganda for all. Mbadi addressed 300 members who successfully completed the program designed by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Godfrey Kabyanga, the Minister of State for National Guidance, encouraged the participants to form groups to attract robust support from the government. Ivan Kawa reports.
Minister of State for Trade, General Wilson Mbadi, has graduated 300 members who participated in a week-long ideological deepening and development training program aimed at enhancing national ideological consciousness and fostering mindset change among Ugandans. The program held at Bwera Secondary School attracted participants from Busongora North, South, Kasese Municipality, Bukonzo West, East, and the Patriotic League of Uganda members.
We have covered, but not limited to, the following topics: the role of national guidance in nation building, socio-economic potential in Rwenzori sub-region, effective and efficient communication on government programs, Uganda's political history, national symbols, their implications to the nation, to national identity and characters.
I have learned that we as Ugandans, we should love our country, we should be patriotic.
We should never give up. We Ugandans, we should work hard and be patriotic. We should love our country. We should love our work.
We shall be able to go and train more community members on the interests of the nation and what nation expects from us as citizens.
Because I have learnt about the socio-economic transformation and how I can transform the society, I myself, by making smaller enterprises.
The program is part of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance's efforts to revive ideological awareness among the public.
That is the training now we are giving these youth. Please don't waste time. Go and start looking for what to do. Organize yourselves in 2 groups so that we see how to assist you. We see how to assist you. We organizing a mabeteve to Ayambe. Munaika hanu 2 routes bamamberekera na mabelevi. I have now got them 10 million shillings as a grant.
But the appointment of Honorable Kabyanga has brought that energy that has revamped Mchaka amongst the community. And my prayer to you, sir, our guest of honor, that you support Honorable Kabyanga, deliver on this subject across the entire country.
The UPDF is optimistic that the program provides an opportunity to strengthen intelligence sharing for enhancing security in the district.
We should be in touch because I believe at least every village at least is now being represented. And as I've told you, you are our security partners. Because for us, we work based on what? If you deny us information, then you make our work hard. You should go back home and change those ones that you have left there.
The Minister of State for Trade urged the trainees to embrace opportunities designed to enhance their participation in promoting socio-economic transformation with a clear mindset.
It's not a very easy one, but I would request that as you proceed, you make it more of program-oriented, results-oriented. So that, because we are talking about mindset change, to do what? For what? We want them to help in contributing to the social, that vision 2040. Where at the end of that time, we want a society that is middle class, middle income, and information based.
He also urged them to remain versatile.
Always be open to change and new ideas. It is incumbent upon you the participants, to evaluate the extent to which the knowledge you have attained from here has improved your levels of patriotism and mindset change.
Participants were awarded certificates for successfully completing the course. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Get up! Wake up! Where did the dog go, John? Wabando Arab! Kundi ya kwanza tuongoze! Tatu! Jumla!
First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Kata Museveni, has commended delegates, from the Second African Inter-Parliamentary Conference on Family Values and Sovereignty for standing up and speaking against anything that threatens the human family. With an 11-man delegation that paid a courtesy visit to the First Lady at State House Nakasero on the sidelines of the third-day African Inter-Parliamentary Conference in Entebbe. The team met the First Lady to update her on the proceedings and key messages from the conference. The conference was attended by speakers, deputy speakers, and the heads of delegations from over 20 countries. The conference was also organized to bring together members of parliament and leaders from African countries to help them understand the activities and plans of some international organizations, particularly those concerning Africa.
With us, 20
with an 11-man delegation that paid a courtesy visit to the First Lady at State House Nakasero on the sidelines of the 3-day African Inter-Parliamentary Conference in Entebbe, the team met the First Lady to update her on the proceedings and key messages from the conference, attended by speakers, deputy speakers, and heads of delegations from 20 countries. The conference was organized to bring together members of parliament and leaders from African countries to help them understand the activities and plans of some international organizations, particularly those concerning Africa.
One of the key messages that has been very clear and coming out from all the people is that Africa, the hope is in Africa to save the world.
Amen to that.
And since Uganda has been leading, this is the second interparliamentary conference on family and sovereignty that we have held. It is now Uganda that should help Africa or unite Africa to actually lead this war to save the world, but also Africa specifically from extinction.
Mrs. Museveni acknowledged the significant challenge currently facing the family and thanked all those willing to offer themselves to stand up and be counted for speaking against agendas that are detrimental to the survival of the human family.
It's time now for Africa to really stand up and speak for itself for a change. We have been bulldozed into all sorts of things, but this time, surely, we have to be able to stand up and say no, and nobody can force it down our throats. We thank you for what you do for the human family across the globe in this season indeed. So I want you to know that some of us may not be at the forefront, but we are right there backing you up with our prayers and our humble contribution to that struggle in our different capacities in our nations.
Among the issues of concern shared by the delegates were the proposed amendment of the International Health Regulations, the Pandemic Treaty Agenda, and transgender healthcare guidelines that are being promoted by the World Health Organization.
National sovereignty or continental sovereignty has been under attack for a number of years now.
Right.
And two things have come up, especially through the WHO, the World Health Organization, that have become very, very serious impediments for the growth and development of the continent of Africa and all African nations. Please weigh in to stop your ambassador or Minister of Health going to the upcoming assembly, World Health Assembly, from signing this treaty.
Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Now moving on from that, the death of 4 lives due to a mudslide in Bujangabo district has left the community in mourning. The victims were laid to rest in the heartfelt grief for mourners across the country, especially those from the nearby districts. Take a look.
The funeral drew hundreds of attendees, including political and church leaders, representatives from security agencies and organizations. The occasion highlighted the devastating impact of the recent mudslides in Chitumba village, Katewa sub-county, where lives were lost, properties destroyed, and many displaced. The chairperson of LC3 Katewa sub-county, Bright Mate Muhira, highlighted the impact with over 8,000 residents affected by road closures. Bunyangabu District LC5 chairperson James Ategeka Mugarama emphasized proactive measures, urging residents in landslide prone areas to relocate for safety. Bunyangabu County MP Davis Kamukama is engaging with the government to provide support to affected families. Bunyangab RDC Joshua Masereka highlighted the recurring nature of mudslides in mountainous regions. Efforts are underway to relocate residents from high-risk areas to safer locations.
They will come to the rescue. However, nobody can tell you that we will stop this rain. It will still be there, it will continue being there. This is the weather for this period.
American Tower Corporation, ATC, a telecom engineering company operating in Uganda, is prioritizing career orientation in the engineering field. ATC is engaging learning institutions to encourage students to pursue science and engineering courses.
At Chambogo University, ATC has targeted students under the Faculty of Engineering, emphasizing the need for continuous learning and skills enhancement to meet the country's evolving needs.
Every year, we run the industrial trainee program that goes to the graduates, fresh graduates from the university, and we give them a 1-year training. This training takes them through their skills and their social skills and the behaviors. What makes you a good employee?
The company's objective is to cultivate a workforce that can drive future innovation and support the telecommunications industry. Many students who have participated in these initiatives have gone on to secure positions within ATC.
I have gotten access to the project managers and some of the people in the operations team and the power team to explain to me in my area of interest so that I can understand it better.
ATC has also partnered with local telecom giants, MTN, Airtel, and UTCL, to organize these career fairs.
What we are doing is part of us. It is not because of crisis, but we want to return to the community, to speak to these younger souls.
We have the same market to serve to, and we have the same people to serve to and also as a resource. So we are together looking for the opportunity to have this kind of interactions.
The focus on education is seen as critical for Uganda's future, with ATC stressing the importance of excelling both academically and practically.
You have a mentor who will take you through their journey.
Now, tens of hundreds of Bamasaba people were on Saturday treated to a thrilling Kadodi carnival, an annual event that aims at showcasing the Bamasaba culture to the rest of the world. The event that was organized by Kimalo Foundation attracted revelers from far and wide, with some foreigners describing a rich tourism attracting activity.
The Kadodi Carnival 2024 picked on slowly due to the heavy downfall. Revelers trickled in and braced for the occasion. At the function was entertainment and a variety of dishes, local and continental. Is a traditional dance performed by Bamasaba who live on Mountain Elgon. It is performed for different reasons.
It's very important to see that we gather together like today for us as Gishus, because it really brings us together. In every time that we come together, we come to remember that there is Masava.
Yeah, I like Betty.
Soon, The local Mbale-based musicians entertained the revelers. Here, the likes of legendary Idi Masaba served nothing but exhilarating music. Security was assured for these descendants of Masaba to enjoy themselves. The Mbale-born dance hall musician Cindy Sanyu graced the occasion. Benon Mukwaya, Dokas Chimono.
Thank you so much, Dorcas Kimono and Benin Mukwai. Looks like it was a lot of fun. Now, Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has awarded ICT students that have developed quality digital solutions to solve agricultural challenges. While officiating the AgriTech hackathon 2024, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and More Industry and Fisheries, Consolata Achayo, elaborated on how these solutions will be used to monitor the quality of food production by the farmers.
The 3 days AgriTech Hackathon 2024 looks at inception of leveraging on technology in finding solutions to challenges. ICT students from different schools have developed digital solutions in categories of water, soil, input and supply that are to be used by farmers in solving agriculture challenges.
Serve the purpose of irrigation. 2, make sure that there is precision. 3, there is effective use of water.
These solutions, according to the academic registrar, UICT, Agnes Lumala, show that the country does not lack potential to develop solutions. However, the need to understand these solutions to attract investment was cited.
Understand the ask. Understand the ask so that the ICT solutions you come up with are useful.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries, Consolata Achayo, attributed how these solutions are to monitor quality of production by the farmers.
It is only when the hackers sit down and develop systems that can help us be able to monitor. I can put this in the maize, and I said, no. There's a lot of aflatoxin in this one. We cannot take it anyway.
Ms. Achayo stressed the need of following up these innovations and how they can be brought nearer to the beneficiaries.
How do we translate that into action? How can we ensure that this country benefits from what these people are doing now? I think that is what we need.
Stakeholders are to take the lead in spearheading these solutions so that they bridge gaps of digital literacy in the agriculture sector.
Focus more on fostering a culture of innovation and collaboration that will drive progress and prosperity in our nation.
Let's get to see what they need so that we can nurture them, we can grow what they have come up with.
The winners of this program give insight on their developed solutions.
After verifying that, knowing that these suppliers are genuine, we combine them, we link them to our farmers. The farmers will use a USSD code, which they will follow the steps to order for the agro input that they want. If it is seeds, they will bring them, for example, maize. Then from maize, they can choose, for example, long 10, and they will place this order. This order will be processed, picked from the verified suppliers, and delivered to the farmers.
The AgriTech Hackathon 2024 was on the theme, Utilizing Industry 4.0 in Addressing Challenges Confronting the Agriculture Sector. Lydia Chomkama, Dan Lugemwa, UBC News.
State Minister for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja has ordered the arrest of businessman Davis Mugabe Safari, who was implicated in land grabbing. During the locust visit at Renjira village, Ruengo sub-county in the Chankwanzi district, Minister Mayanja had the safari fraudulently acquired the land measuring 4 square miles from 94-year-old Besisuba Nanyonjo and daughter Namatovu Florence.
State Minister for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja ordered for the arrest of a businessman Davis Mugabe Safari who was implicated in land grabbing. The 62-year-old was accused of conniving with the area RDC Sharon Nankunda to procure a fictitious court order to demolish people's homes. The land is located in Renjira village, Luengo sub-county in Chankwanzi district.
The protection unit in Chiburi did the investigation and issued the first preliminary report and issued the final report just last week on this month, last month on 24th. And it indicated how the well-orchestrated fraud happened on our client's land.
RDC wawano omuchala nga yali enguzi ne gundi na DPC we ne OC Chaidi nga bali enguzi
muzibu bwe tuyina ku president obutonotono kwe kusindika abantu nga ba RDC nga tebasoma nga bali inadequate with books nakola ensala wonge ekosa abantu ate yenga tategedde bunene bwayo.
During a locust visit, Minister Mayanja heard that Safari fraudulently acquired the land measuring 4 square miles from 94-year-old Besusuba Nanyonjo and a daughter Namatov Florence.
The court bailiff or daughter admitted that the eviction was carried out on 19th October 2022 and the defendant Amina Namusisi Namiru was not present because this person doesn't exist.
Nanyonjo, through her lawyers at KAA Advocates, filed a court petition and a police complaint against Safari. During investigations, police found that Safari acquired the land fraudulently. The 10-page police report, read by Counsel Jet Tumusije, shows that Safari filed a court case and received a judgment within 24 hours. He also had land titles changed within hours.
Evidence of the land sale agreement is 1st November 2022. So they evicted in Tambara on the 19th October 2022 and sold the land to Mugabe Davis on 1st November 2022, just a week after the violent eviction.
Minister Mayanja says it is improper for Safari to demolish the homes of Nanyonjo's tenants when his court order talked of repossession, not demolition.
Is directing land to be put in possession of this lady. That's all. That's a court order.
Based on the recent court decision and the police report, Minister Mayanja ordered Nanyonjo to be handed back her land. He also ordered police to arrest Safari at the scene.
Must go and restore Tambara on the land.
This man should be arrested.
Given these orders after reading the police report, which must be implemented.
Safari denies all wrongdoing, saying he had all the titles and agreements that show he duly bought the land from Nanyonjo. He also claimed that the demolition order was cleared by the police headquarters in Naguru, as well the district security committee. I'm Benon Mukwaya with Jamil Sekaja for UBC.
The newly appointed Archbishop of Gulu Archdiocese, Raphael Wakorach, also Bishop of Nebi Catholic Diocese, has urged graduates to prioritize quality in their skills development. He emphasized that many young professionals comprise on quality, delivering substandard work to clients, thus tarnishing their reputation in the process.
Archbishop Wakorach delivered these remarks during the graduation ceremony of 136 youths from Providence Vocational School in Nebi who had completed various skills programs.
We learn the skills, but sometimes we lack the honesty. Our world is growing deep and deep into dishonesty, and sometimes done by professional people.
Archbishop Wakorachi stressed the importance of diligently fulfilling customer expectations, a factor which he said does not only foster customer satisfaction, but also attracts more clients through positive word-of-mouth referrals.
When you do it with love, and somebody comes out of the saloon and walks across the road, everybody will see and say, who did that? The same with the clothes you'll make. If you do it recklessly, people will say, who spoiled your clothes? Do things with love, and love looks for the best.
In 2014, the Daughters of Providence, responding to an invitation by the former Bishop of Nebi Catholic Diocese, Right Reverend Sanctus Rino Wanok, established the Providence Vocational School in Nebi.
Started in a very humble way, for sure, very poor. But why I'm mentioning that is not to complain, but to give tribute and honor and thanksgiving to God, but also to the teachers. If we didn't have those volunteers at the foundation of the school, remain fervent, persevering through all kinds of hardships, and they laid the foundation for what's happening today. You all understand that it is the second graduation with government certificates.
Fiona Namutoro, the State Minister for Minerals, expressed gratitude to the Daughters of Providence and the Nebi Catholic Diocese for their role in establishing this vital vocational training institution.
This is the summary of our message to you. We thank the Catholic Church and the Sisters of Providence for putting more blocks on the idea of His Excellency, the President of Uganda, that needs better and empowered new generation as per his vision 2040, that is industrialization of our nation.
Being the sole vocational training institution in Nebi, there is a joint call from the Archbishop and the political leaders for increased governmental support towards the school's development. Joseph Fodama, UBC News.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with baby Junior jelly.
Though dried their chariots and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Boo, 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 boo. Baby Junior. Baby Junior.
We've hit refresh with Castle Lights. A premium new look. With the shiny silver label. An innovative cold indicator. A premium green neck label for a crisp and easy drinking beer. Fresh new look. Experience the fresh Newcastle Light.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Political leaders from the fishing communities have been challenged to desist from politicizing setbacks associating with the fishing activities. State Minister for Fisheries, Helen Ador, says that both the fish and the lakes have no political colors. Now, she was speaking to fishermen at Bangala landing site following the recent killings of one fisherman by the UPDF Fisheries Protection Unit soldier.
This is Bangala, landing site place in Amolata district. State Minister for Fisheries, Helen Ador, was here to listen to the plight of fishermen.
Much as we are opposition, President Yoweri Museveni is working with UPC. There are also FDC appointed in cabinet. We are here for the plight of our people.
This coming barely weeks since one fisherman, seen in an image too graphic to show, was shot dead.
My minister, as learned as you are, there is a maxim that says, what is good for a gander should be good for a goose. What is good for Dwe should be good for Nwajira.
This implied that some political leaders were taking advantage of the situation to score political points.
Let's not use the leg for getting votes. If the president didn't have love for the leg, he would have not deployed the soldiers. And he would have allowed us to fight ourselves.
Minister Ador was disappointed and she challenged the political leaders to address fisheries-related challenges.
But I also saw a lot of incitement from some of the leaders. I am so sorry that I feel it is going to, it's more of diversion. And I think if the fishermen have been taken advantage of. Very innocent fishermen want to be helped, but some leaders are taking advantage of the fishing problems to make it more political. And I think that should be addressed.
I think that the military are not trained to work in this kind of environment. Trainings of these people in uniform are different. For example, the prison officers are trained differently. The police and the military are trained differently. I think the best thing to do would be to follow the law. We've passed the law.
To Ador, politicking will not solve fishing challenges.
When a fisherman has issues of poverty, and then we, the leaders, take advantage of inciting them against the soldiers, it is not a good way of leadership. I think as leaders, as MPs, as local councils, let's sit people, sensitize them on good fishing methods. Because at the end of the day, we need these taxes for our district and our government.
To me, I don't see any problem with the soldiers. The soldiers are just doing their work. The problem, like in what happened in Kitwe, that fisherman will even beat the soldier and provoke the soldier to do what make the mistake he made. I therefore want us to know, let us not be provocative, let's do the right thing, and we the leaders also educate our people to make sure they do good fishing.
At the end of the day, it was an engagement worth the time, with fishermen pledging cooperation with the Fisheries Protection Unit of the UPDF. Henry Okrut, UBC.
An estimated 40,000 Ugandans lost their jobs last year. This revelation has been made by Douglas Opio, the Chief Executive Officer of the Federation of Uganda Employers. He was speaking to UBC TV in an exclusive interview, and we have the details.
Overall economic situation globally has never been the same since the COVID-19 pandemic. And because of that, Uganda was not spared either.
We have had difficult economic situation as well. And in our estimate, the assessment we did towards the end of last year, close to 40,000 people lost their jobs basically last year.
Unemployment remains one of the pressing challenges in Uganda, with 41% young people unemployed, as per Uganda Bureau of Statistics.
Unemployment is not desirable at all. So any job lost means that people move into the informal sector, and we don't desire the informal sector. And there's a spiral effect in the case of Uganda, where you have big families. If one breadwinner loses a job, maybe some people might not go to school, medical care might become problematic. So it creates a bigger societal problem.
Douglas Opio, the Chief Executive Officer at the Federation of Uganda Employers, explains what should be done to address the unemployment challenge.
First and foremost, the issue of access to capital. Capital is a major constraint for many employers. You can't expand, you can't bring in new technology if capital remains costly. And that's why attention should be devoted by the government towards helping the employers to survive during these difficult times. That sometimes might mean giving them a bit of flexibility, tax waivers when necessary as well, deferring certain penalties. So I'm very happy, like the case was with Kasita recently, because trade and commerce also employs a significant proportion of our population.
The way we have recommended for...
During Labour Day celebrations in Fort Portal City, President Museveni said some Ugandans lack jobs because of poor attitude towards the NRM's message of wealth creation.
I made a calculator there. We would need 300 million jobs. You'll have more jobs than all the population of East Africa.